Peace and blessings, everyone. I'm back on the air again. Hope everybody's living blessed and having a good day today. I'm sitting here vibing on some thoughts again that I wanted to share with everybody who's following me right now, especially on IG. And if you're on YouTube seeing this right now, then hey, press the subscribe button and them thumbs up so I can be into the algorithms. And also, if you like I said, any other time, if you need someone to do some consulting, do have some specials going on right now. Y'all can hit me up and see what I have going on, right? We can, and that's one of the things we kind of talk about today. One of the things I can help assist with is maybe help coach you along or consult you along in possibly some weight loss. Also, with that comes diabetes, and high blood pressure sometimes. So definitely thinking, call me up. I'm thinking at the same time because I'm freestyling, no notes this time. I really wanted to share something that I was talking to someone earlier about, and they were sharing about how they had the was it gastric bypass, and it's a lot of women, and I'm assuming men too, but I hear more women more than men at this point. Um, Speaking of doing the gastric bypass to lose weight, and so I asked them. I said, they said I got down all the way down to like you know, the low hundreds, and I said, well, did it work? Yeah, but right now, I got it back. Got your weight back? Wait a minute. So did it work? So the objective was you get these serious operations, ladies, and you think it's going to work because they may tell you it work, or maybe you have to hear some other success stories of those who may had that same surgery. Because you may ask around, or maybe you heard it from a couple of your own friends or relatives or someone, and so it encouraged you to say, "Hey, let me try that out. I think that's for me. I see how good they look. It seems like I can't control my diet. I can't control. I can't. Mm. Or is it that you don't want to, or maybe you don't know how to, or you may be in an environment because we talked about the electromagnetic fields and how we could our environment that we magnate to could encourage us to act, think, or proceed in a certain way that may not be us. We just don't got into some type of bubble that got us in this journey for now because we don't let it inside of who we originally are or maybe out to be in cases. So here we are getting a gastric bypass to lose weight. And I look at that thing there and it saddens me. And they were saying the doctor encouraged them that, seem like you may be possibly inheriting or had a hereditary diabetes and high blood pressure at your weight if you don't get this done. Giving them fears. And you'd be like, man, I don't want to be like grandma, grandpa, uncle, Rashid, or you know, Auntie Ellen. All these cats, right? Seeing how they got stuff amputated, died, went blind, sometimes crippled, blind, and crazy from having these things, especially like diabetes and stuff. Different complications, and also with high blood pressure, strokes, all these things, fam, heart attacks, right? And so they scare you. And you're like, man, no, not me. No. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. What's my risk, though? Well, you know, you might lose a few nutrients. But other than that, you should be good. Ladies, don't do that to your body. I know there's a lot of transhumanism going on right now. You know, I'm hearing people talking about they feel that they was a amputee, so they cut off an arm or something. You know, of course, we know about transgenders and all these transhumans right now. Oh, so was it the dragon lady? Somebody trying to turn their face and body into a dragon. Well, he ain't no lady. It was a dude that considers himself a lady, or I guess a dragon lady. I don't know, man. It's crazy out here. But what I'm saying is this, ladies, don't do that bypass surgery. That's just my opinion and view. Because number one, let's look at this. You bypassing your stomach. You bypassing your doo-doo. And they seem to have, from when I was checking out how the gastric surgery worked. You know, of course, you can always Google it. I mean, see it on YouTube, animation of the gastric bypass surgery, and the bowel and the pancreatic fluids now is being bypassed and going down through the intestinals to help, quote unquote, help digest your food, fam. They playing with nature. When God taken and molded us out of the clay, as they say, I'm just saying. You think he didn't know what he was doing? That's all I'm asking. Do you think he didn't know what he was doing? He wouldn't have had your stomach there. He wouldn't have had your duodenum there. And he wouldn't have had the pancreas juices and the gallbladder juices going the route that they got it bypassing and going to so-called digest our food. Okay? And furthermore, when they taking from cutting from the top of the stomach part and going into the lumen part of the intestinals and connecting that for the digestive process. And then you got this little tube, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, for the small intestines, it's a 1-inch tube or something of that nature. You can always look it up to clarify what I'm saying. But just imagine this little tube that now your food going down. Now, why is I'm saying, ladies, don't do it. Even fellas, I'm mighty sure men doing it too now. Please don't do it, fam. Because of the fact, let's look at how this thing rolled. God did not make a mistake. It's part of that transhumanism to me. I may be tripping. This is my view. But let's look at what God had made here. First of all, we put the food in our mouth. Okay, I'm having trouble losing weight. I'm having this trouble. I can't stick to my diets and so forth and so on. So you feel that you can bypass the stomach and still eat the way you do, still drink the things you drink, still just consume whatever, because now you don't bypass something, and so it's cool. And so you're just gonna lose this magical weight. You still got to eat a certain way. Matter of fact, you had to eat way lesser portions because you don't have no stomach. Let's get to the processes of digestion for a minute, from my views and understanding. So we put the food in our mouth. We chew. You're supposed to chew anywhere from 25 to 50 times until you get real mushy and gushy. Matter of fact, until almost liquid form, or even liquid form if you can, because like the term in your shine, CHYME, your shine in your stomach, they're supposed to turn into before it start going into the intestinal walls, that they bypassing a certain process. Okay, but the shine, helps it go through this process of digestion. So let's look at it. So you got it real mushy in your mouth. However, most of us, when we chew, going to the next bite versus chewing and concentrating, feeling your food, breathing, you know what I mean, kind of relaxes. That's why I say kind of relax yourself. Don't really be doing walking around, standing up, doing things while you're eating. Maybe not even really watching TV because you want to focus in on your food, the aroma, the taste, the how it feels in your mouth, and so forth, all the way down to where you feel any chunks in there. Feel a chunk here, feel one in the back. You can push it forward and break it on down. Because 40% of your digestion begins in our mouths. So we not even chewing our food properly. Guess what? We not even starting the proper digestion processes. Okay, starting with our mouth. So we chewing and we chewing, and then we swallow. So now it goes down the esophagus pipe, right? And that's gonna hit into the stomach area. Okay, it's a little valve that opens up a little bit at a time, and it's hoping that you don't chew it up enough, okay, before it can go through that little teeny valve, okay. And so go get your, I think, a 1-inch tube, and if you don't chew your food properly, take that chunk of food and see what it fit through that 1-inch little hole. That's what I say. Especially if you have a whole big mouthful. You chewing it real fast. Stop for a minute, just kind of spit it out and get a 1-inch tube. See how you can stuff it down in there. And all them chunks and stuff it may have to go through to get through that tube, right? I say that to say it now drops into pepsin or stomach enzyme acids, hydrochloric acids they also call it. But I also got enzymes and stuff in that, pepsins and stuff, right? So then that is like a fire, like a furnace. The acid in there is, I think it's like a 1 point pH, 1.52, or something like that nature of a pH of acidity. It's burning it up, trying to melt it down, trying to cook it down, trying to get it down to the smallest molecule, make it into shine. I might be pronouncing that right, but CHYME. Before it can go through the digestion process. Before it goes into I think it's called the bottom part of the stomach. This is before it goes into the duodenum, which also it's another little valve. It's going to put so much at us a time through this little hole to go into the duodenum. Now the gallbladder and the pancreas juice right over here, they're going to shoot that juice, that enzyme. One, the pancreas just break down the sugars and different things of that nature. Then you got over here the gallbladder trying to break down the fats and the oils and stuff with its juices, and they shooting it right then within that 10-inch. See, God only gave it 10 inches. Not because your intestinal colons is up to what is it? 20 feet long, 25 feet long total with your large intestines. So 20 feet long. No, you don't have it bypass and going maybe 6 feet because you don't, 10 feet. Okay, not 10 feet, but 10 inches of that piece of the stomach before or an intestinal piece in a sense, the duodenum, before it connects to the actual small intestines. So not 10 feet, but 10 inches. Within that 10 inches, God had designed it to where the gallbladder and the pancreas juices will shoot the enzymes that it needs to break the food down even more into a or even more mushy, smaller content, or what they call metabolizing, and now going into the intestinal wall. And then when they get into the intestines, small intestines, they got three parts within that they got to go through, and it start digesting. See how God did it? So let's start back with the stomach that you bypass, fam. Remember, that's the burning furnace, the burning substances, the hydrochloric acid. And matter of fact, one of the reasons you can't lose weight, possibly, this is my view and opinion, is because of the fact that while you're eating, you're drinking something. You're drinking some wine with it, drinking a soda with it, or tea with it, even water with it. And anything that's on fire, and his job is to burn something and break something down. And here you is, what's one of the best ways you put out a fire, besides sand, of course, and stuff like that. Dirt. Water, right? So call the fire department, they hook it up to a hose and right? Put some water on the fire. So if you're eating as part of his digesting processes is to be burning hot, and here you is drinking something, you don't put out that fire to do his job properly. So now you got undigested food that's going into that duodenum, going into your intestines, and probably sticking in your intestines, rotting in your intestines, causing parasites and worms in your intestines. Oh man, it's getting serious, right? So let's go through that. So now, the duodenum spot, it's also where when we start going into the intestines, they looking at certain vitamins and minerals that's supposed to be in the foods that we're supposed to be consuming, right? It goes into our bloodstream and do its job, you see, because it got to go through a certain process. So you bypassing a natural God process for, what does they call that? It's not envy. When you try to impress people by your looks, your dress, and what you got. Can't think of the name of it right now. Maybe it pop in my head. You risking your life, transforming your body that God had already perfectly made and knew what he was doing. Then, it's just that you feel that, or maybe you just don't understand or don't know how to properly lose this weight. What can I do? Or don't have the proper discipline to try to do it. And then when you're in that situation, sometimes you may need assistance. You need to call the proper people who can assist you and help you, whatever area you live in. But if you live in the, DMV, NC area, you can call me. And I don't mind helping you out, see what I can do for you. Because, it's more of a mental thing. So maybe we're going to have to work on your mental, fam. And guess what? Once we work on your spiritual, right, and your emotional, you probably just start losing weight anyway. Because you're not craving certain things, to where you feel that I can't do it. I can't. Which I always was told was no such words. I can't even probably, I don't want to. I ain't, I don't know how to, or something like that. But you can't. Anything we try. I was told that also, As long as you trying, you succeed. So if you ain't even trying, yeah, I guess you can. If that's what you want to believe. But you're going to have to believe different, family, if you don't want to jeopardize yourself, because you're going to be highly malnourished. Okay, you're going to have more problems than what you think if you get the bypass surgeries. That's just my view and opinion. Because it's a simple fact, you bypassing the natural processes that God had already designed for our body to do. And only because of your glutamine, your lustfulness of something, or this so strong desire for this, or uncontrollable way, you rather damage yourself. At the end of the day, you may even kill yourself because your food is definitely not properly digested. And if you don't properly digest, then it can't absorb. And if you can't absorb, it can't be utilized. And in a lot of cases, definitely can't even be evacuated because it's so backed up in you, because it haven't went through the proper digestion of breaking it down to the smallest pedigree to make it all mushy, or sometimes real running when it comes shooting out of you. It just depends. You know, if you got bubble guts, stuff like that. But I don't want to hold y'all ears up hostage too long. I was just thinking about this process after getting on the phone. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make that a clip. That's something to think about, man. I'm like, it's a lot of women doing that. But I told them, I said, you know what? They're like, well, you know, I kind of messed up doing that. So, well, I'm like, well, you know, you might have kind of messed up, but don't give up, because this is me now. You really definitely got to find other ways to get the proper nutrients, the iron, the B12s, the B6s, the B1, the different electrolytes, you know what I'm saying, and vitamins and stuff, vitamin A's and to C's and E's and F's, to actually able to extract from the proper nutrient foods that you try to put in your body before it can be utilized throughout your cells and throughout your body, before it can regenerate new tissues. Okay, because if your cells are unhealthy, um, definitely not properly oxygenated and stuff like that, you're gonna have these things called cancer, and other failing diseases, because the organs itself is not being nourished with the proper nutrients and vitamins and minerals that it needs to continue its functions. You can't bypass that process. You just need to learn how to find a new process, a new lifestyle, and get some proper assistance from a naturopathic person or a holistic person, or someone who's a nutritionist, who's not just going by the SAD diet that they call what the standard American diet. Some may even call it this, the satanic American diet. Some might even call it the sick American diet. Either way, I'm just saying, going by that particular piece versus the natural way that God originally intended us to eat and proceed, depends on your demographical areas as well, of course. And like I always say, your environment, how you live, how you think, how your situation is. How can you find new adjustments in proper way for you can live a little longer, because now you don't bypass some stuff. But you don't give up hope. It is a way. There is a new, things that you will have to do to make sure that these proper nutrients and vitamins and minerals are getting into your body and able to be utilized for new cells and tissues and organs can do its processes and functions through your body. You can live a more happy and happier life And if you want to lose weight and all that, it's going to be some of the same processes actually without you getting your stomach bypassed. That's all I'm saying, fam. Want you to know I love y'all, and I need to be signing out. Until next time, make sure you subscribe, share, remix. It don't matter to me. I just need for y'all to share this information. Get me to the algorithm by giving me them thumbs up. And we're going to have more information on come at y'all with as I think of it. You know? Signing out. One love.